Greetings, friends. Today, I'm going to tell you about Dmitry, an event manager from Moscow. He was a man who knew everything about holidays. For him, there was nothing more magical than New Year's Eve, the night between December 31st and January 1st. It was the peak of the year, a moment of truth, a sacred time. And so this man, convinced that Russia was the world's expert on winter magic, flies to a small town in Vermont for work in early December. He sees the Christmas decorations and just smirks condescendingly, waiting for the real party on the 31st. His new American colleague, David, invites him to his family's for Christmas. Dmitry agrees out of politeness, expecting a dull, overly religious dinner. He had no idea that this evening wouldn't just change his opinion. It would destroy his old faith and show him the true power and meaning of the main winter holiday. And believe me, this discovery will be as unexpected for you as it was for him. To understand the full depth of Dmitry's misconceptions, you need to feel what New Year's meant to him. It was magic, distilled and state-approved, and therefore, universal. The smell of a fir tree and tangerines, the fizz of champagne to the chiming of the Kremlin bells, Olivier salad as the centerpiece of the universe. And, of course, Ded Moroz, a kind, understandable figure, unburdened by any religious backstory, who brought gifts to everyone, regardless of their beliefs. It was a holiday that united the entire country in a single impulse. A holiday of hope, of a clean slate, of starting a new life. Christmas, in this coordinate system, seemed like something secondary, quiet, almost cult-like. And American Christmas, with the rabid commercialism he'd seen in movies, seemed to him a vulgar parody, devoid of soul and real magic. He was certain that his tradition was more sincere, more for the people, and definitely more fun. Arriving in Vermont only strengthened Dmitry's opinion. It was only early December, and the town was already drowning in garlands and wreaths. To him, this seemed fake and premature. In Moscow, the pre-New Year's fever started later, but was far more concentrated and energetic. Here, everything was somehow calm. He walked through stores and heard endless Christmas carols, saw people buying mountains of gifts, and felt not the anticipation of a holiday, but fatigue from it. It seemed like a marathon of consumption. He couldn't understand how you could stretch this out for a whole month. Where was the suspense? Where was the building tension that, in Moscow, reached its peak at exactly 11:55 p.m. on December 31st? The American approach seemed diluted, devoid of drama. He was waiting for December 31st to show David how to really celebrate, only to learn with surprise that for Americans, it's just a party, an excuse for friends to drink and watch fireworks. And then came the evening of December 24th. Dmitry, with a bottle of wine and a polite smile, entered David's house, and immediately stepped into another reality. The house wasn't just decorated. It was filled with warmth, the smells of cinnamon-baked goods, and quiet conversation. This wasn't like a loud party. It was like a quiet gravitational well, drawing the entire family into its center. Grandparents, aunts and uncles, cousins. No one was watching TV. People were talking. The next morning, on the 25th, he witnessed the ritual of exchanging gifts. And it wasn't the chaotic ripping of wrapping paper he was used to seeing at midnight. Each gift was given personally. Each was thought out. These weren't just things. These were messages. The book you mentioned 6 months ago. A tool for your hobby. Something that showed, I heard you. I was thinking of you. The central figure of the holiday wasn't an abstract Santa Claus. The central figure was family. And that's when the epiphany hit Dmitry, as cold and clear as the Vermont air. He suddenly understood the fundamental difference. The Russian New Year is a holiday that revolves around the axis of time. Its climax is the chiming of the bells, the transition from one year to the next. It's a celebration of hope for the future, of saying goodbye to the past. It's grand, but its center is an abstract point on a timeline. American Christmas revolves around the axis of space. Its center is the home. Its purpose is to gather all the family members, scattered across the country, into one single point. It's not a holiday of hope for the future. It's a holiday of gratitude for the present, for those who are right beside you. And that whole month of commercial preparation that had irritated Dmitry so much turned out to be more than just marketing. It was a powerful cultural mechanism that forced the entire nation to stop, buy plane tickets, and go home. The date, December 25th, is an unbreakable deadline that doesn't let you say, "I'll come next month." It's an order. Drop everything and return to the family. Dmitri sat in David's house, watching 3 generations of one family gathered under one roof, and felt a pang of envy. He realized that his magical, fun, and nationwide New Year's was a brilliant, but nevertheless, surrogate. A holiday created to replace the very thing he was seeing now. The Americans weren't just celebrating. They were performing an annual ritual to strengthen the most important unit of society. They weren't syncing their watches with the Kremlin, but with each other. And in this, there wasn't just magic. There was incredible power. The power that makes a nation a nation. And his December 31st, which he had been so looking forward to, now seemed like just a loud party. Fun, but empty. The magic had left the calendar and taken up residence in this warm, cinnamon-scented house. So where does real winter magic lie? In a loud, nationwide party full of hope, or in a quiet family gathering full of gratitude? Is a holiday a moment to look to the future or an opportunity to strengthen your present? Share your opinion in the comments, because this question touches everyone. And of course, subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our next dive into the surprising American reality.